our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast disobey, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite in Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. Shout out to a man, Gift Vader and Blacklight Productions. They're the ones that did this awesome video and song. If you have not checked it out, go to Blacklight's Production or Gift Vader on YouTube and go check them out. So, welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Tronopole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of Jackpot, Joey Burrow, and Coach Paul Brown. Now, the Ice Bar is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, guys, if you found the show, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I'm up to 1,314 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And today, being the first show after a Bengals game, we're going live in Houday Nation. So, what's up, Houday Nation? Do me a favor. If you want to comment, let StreamYard have access to your name, or just go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, we're doing the Super Chats in the YouTube channel. So if you want to support what I'm doing, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's listen into this real quick.
Orange, black and white, cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite in Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it all? Now who wanna move cause it's on? Now who wanna move all on? Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes.
All right, guys, I know that's badass. I got to keep playing that song over and over and over again. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I have. All right, let's get into some Reds talk here real quick before I get to my two awesome guests. But the Cincinnati Reds are officially in the second wild card spot all themselves. They're up one game on the San Diego Padres, and Tyler Naquin had himself a day yesterday with 2 home runs. And follow that up. He's been named the NL Player of the Week. So that is awesome for him. And the Reds have swept. And I always want to say, this is how old I am. I always want to say the Florida Marlins, but the Miami Marlins. They swept them 3 games. Wasn't even close. Very nice, tidy sweep. Now, the Reds are about to start a big series, 3-game series with the Boozers. That starts not today, tomorrow night. Last time they played in Milwaukee, they won 3 out of 4. Can they do it again? Can they go 3 for 3 here in Milwaukee again? I don't know. I'm starting to get a little bit excited about the Reds, But oh, I got Facebook. See, this is what happens if you guys don't go to StreamYard and put your name on. I don't know. So yes, go Reds. Keep winning. Yes. Reds are popping this year. Yes, sir. I agree with all of you guys. So, we're all excited about the Reds. We could possibly have the Reds in the playoffs and the Bengals in the playoffs in the same year. How cool would that be? But let's get to my guest today. They're none other than Bengals Captain and the Orange Arrow. And I got to find, you know what? I did this last time Arrow came on. I didn't find his intro. All right, there's Orange Arrow. I'll go to the Orange Arrow first, and I'll bring in Cap. Hold on. Here's Arrow. What's up, Arrow?
Dude, I am vibing. I'm loving that song, man.
That's awesome. I gotta find Captain's intro, or I'm just got the. Where is it? I have had so many daggone. See, I was talking to you guys before the show started, and I forgot to find this part. Like, oh my goodness, there it is. Here we go. Here's the man, the myth, the legend, Captain Obvious. Bengals captain, obviously. Whatever you call him. Hey, wake up! Hello! Hey!
Hooday!
What is going on?
Don't tell me my show is that boring already. My guest is falling asleep.
No, you got me all jacked up. Actually, talking Reds, I'm so excited, man. Those bats are alive,
dude. We were talking a little bit about this before the show started, and I didn't think we were going to catch the Padres because I didn't think our bullpen was good enough. I still am worried to death if we make the playoffs and we are in a one-game playoff game versus the Dodgers. You're going to face Max Scherzer. That's kind of scary.
Say that five times fast.
What's that? Yeah,
say that five times fast.
Yeah, exactly. But it is still awesome, and I want it to happen and see what happens. Hopefully, the Dodgers will catch the Giants, and then we face the Giants in a one-game playoff. But either way, it's a lot of fun that the Reds are in the playoffs, or in right now they're in the playoffs. We'll see what happens. So let's get to the Bengals here. What did you guys? What's your thoughts on the second playoff game and unfortunately a loss?
You go ahead, Cap.
It's preseason. I don't think it was an exciting preseason game, obviously. But you know what? It's killing me not seeing Burrow. I completely understand why Burrow's not in. But you know what? I'm begging against the Dolphins. One series, get him 3 plays and the touchdown that he's going to get in those 3 plays, and then sit him. Give us a tease. I got
to tell you this. Somebody, the thing, Cincy Jungle did a poll today. Find out, who, if Bengals fans think he should play or not. And I said yes. And I said the same thing you said. Yes, first series and get him out. And I cannot remember who it was that added me. But he said, first down, handoff. Second down, handoff. Third down, handoff. Fourth down, wrap Burrow in a bubble wrap and get him off the field. I'm like, that was perfect. But I agree. I think he's got to get in. I've kind of went back and forth on that, but
I don't think he has to. I want to see it, because Brandon Allen hasn't necessarily been on target on all his throws. Obviously, even in preseason, defenses know they really don't have to respect, not that they're game planning, but they don't have to respect Brandon Allen's arm. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Brandon. You've done well when you've filled in, but no one is expecting Burrow-like play from a backup. Completely understood. So, give us a little taste. But running backs have looked good. They've continued to look good. I credit that, partially the talent that we've amassed, but Frank Pollock is just absolutely doing wonders for that offensive line. We hoped he would. We told everybody he would. It looks like he's doing it. And, Hube on her show have said the defense is just they're running the football. They're diving for loose balls. If anything gets tipped, guys are on the ground. It is a renewed effort. The trying to punch the ball out. It seems like in the years past, there's a half-hearted attempt. Forget the tackle. Let's half-heartedly go to punch the ball and give up 5 more yards. No. These guys are getting wrapped up. Somebody's coming in and trying to punch out the ball. It's fundamental football at its finest, and I love it. So there's still, even with the loss, even with some ugly play, even with some penalties, there's a lot of hope for this season.
Well, just to add on to what you said about punching the ball, that's exactly what Logan Wilson did on that on that strip, which is it's perfect. And I think Logan Wilson's going to have a big year this year. I mean, I'm not saying Pro Bowl, but he's going to go up a level, and that's where I think he's at, and just having the wherewithal, even in preseason, to punch the ball out before he hit the ground. Those are all good signs for me. Now, actually, Eric, you give me your thoughts on preseason too, and then we'll move on to the other thing I was going to talk about. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll say this. Here's my thought on the whole thing. I definitely think Burrow should be out there. I'm one of those guys. I know there's people out there that saying wrap him in bubble wrap. Don't let him out there till week 1. There's, like you guys are saying, put him out there for a series. Just by what I've seen from that offensive line, I am 100% confident. If he wants to go out there and play half, let him go out there and play half. That offensive line has not given up a single sack in the 2 games. Our first string, our second string, and our third string has not given up a single sack in the 2 games that they've played. So I am 100% comfortable seeing him out there week 3 of the preseason. Now, to go on the game, what was it, Friday night?
Yeah.
Here's my whole thought on that. Brandon Allen, I think he's a great quarterback for a backup. I'll say that, for a backup. He is a top 40 to 45 quarterback in my opinion. But he has got 0 time with the ones in this training camp and in this offseason. So the receivers that he's throwing to are a step slower than a Jamar Chase, than a T. Higgins, than a Tyler Boyd. So these throws that you're seeing that look off, what I'm thinking is the high throw to T. Higgins down the sideline. That's the kind of stuff that Auden Tate normally makes for him. And then, being a step off with Jamar Chase, throwing it behind him, he's not used to having that type of speed and that type of receiver. The Stanley Morgans, the Auden Tates, the Trenton Irwin, guys like that. They're not as fast as Jamar Chase is. So I don't think it's necessarily as bad as it looked. But yeah, if Burrow was out there, I think we'd have a totally different conversation right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, if Burrow's out there, nobody would give 2 craps about the backup quarterback. To be honest, I mean, I think honestly, I think it's too much conversation about a backup quarterback. Because let's be honest, if Joe Burrow gets hurt again, season's over. I mean,
yep.
So yeah, and I think, and honestly, in Brandon Allen's defense, I think he played really well last year, and he's a backup quarterback for a reason. He played good last week. Not so good this week. It happens. I'm not worried about it. That's the least of my concerns on this team as far as the backup quarterback go. I'm more concerned right now about Joseph Osai. And, we first thought it was a wrist, and then all of a sudden it's a knee. And it's like, a knee? Where did that come from? And the Bengals haven't come out and said it yet. I think they will probably on Wednesday. That's when Zach's going to meet with the media. But the reports are it's a meniscus tear. Depending on how bad it is, he could be gone for the year. He could be back by the end of the season. I don't know, but I think that's a big loss for the Bengals. But on the bright side, Darius Hodge has been playing out of his mind. And I even told him today, I said, dude, we need you to step up. Keep doing what you're doing, because maybe – he could step up. I'm not saying he's going to replace what Joseph Osai is doing, but at least if he can make an impact, those are things that need to happen. And I'm more curious about that, of what they're going to do with and how Joseph Osai not being here is going to impact this defense.
Yeah, if Hodge makes the defensive line better than it was last year, that's a win. I'm crushed to think that we might lose Osai, and then I'm like, oh my God, like what luck? Are you kidding me? Like every single freaking year, I'm sick of it. But you know what? The luck's going to turn, and when I talk about injuries, people have accused me like, oh, every team has injuries. You can't use that as an excuse. I'm not using it as an excuse. I don't want to be bottom 5 in the league with the amount of injuries that we have. I don't necessarily need to be top 10 either, like the rest of our division seems to be, which is kind of, but give us middle of the pack. So fine. The football gods, if they take Osai, let us keep Hodge.
Yes.
Don't then suddenly wipe out Hodge, Reeder, Daniels. Like, okay, that's too much.
Sample, they said it's not a big deal, but he injured his shoulder a little bit. So, but I mean, the funny thing is, I said this on Friday's show. I said, because Carl Lawson, who I love and I wish nothing but the best, tore his Achilles. And I'm like, man,
for Carl for sure.
Yeah, I said, now that's such a Bengal thing to happen, and we hadn't had that happen. I spoke too soon. Carl Lawson.
It wasn't you.
Right. It was my fault. So that Joseph Osai has the knee injury. And like I said, it's a meniscus So that's not an ACL. It's not an MCL. Now, hopefully that's all it is once they get in there. So to me, a meniscus doesn't necessarily mean he's out for the year,
Yeah, I've never heard of a year, but
not for a meniscus.
Yeah, and that's another thing I was going to say. Jake Lisco on Lockdown Bengals, he actually had an interesting conversation with his name is completely slipping my mind, but I guess a well-known doctor, and they spoke on that.
What did he say? I didn't get to listen to Locked On today.
I did not. Oh man, I think he said. I mean, it all depends on the severity of it. I don't want to speak and misquote him, but I think it can be anywhere from I think they said a 6 week to like a 6 month recovery time. I mean, there's a huge variance in what could happen with
Dr.
this.
Bowers, thank you, Jacob.
Yeah, Dr. Bowers. That's what Jacob says it was.
Yes, Dr. Bowers, and he said, I think he said if it's a severe tear and they have to go in and reconstruct, or if it's just a partial tear where they can just trim the fat, so to speak, and it can take a whole lot less time to heal.
Well, like I said, the thing is, this is what James Rapine was saying too, is they won't really know until they get into the knee. So hopefully, if I don't know if they did surgery today or they do it tomorrow. I mean, I think it's gonna be sometime soon that they do that, and hopefully it's not as bad as we think, and they can just trim it up and he can be back. But like you said, Cap, I've never heard of anybody losing an entire season for a meniscus tear. So maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I don't know.
And remember, it's reports came, reports said. So we've not heard any confirmation. Maybe I think I saw it, Tom. Maybe he got bad info. I'm hoping. Any way that he can contribute this year, I think makes us a better team. So hopefully he gets back sooner than later.
Exactly. Now that brings me to what we've been talking about all year. We've been talking about for the last 2 years, the offensive line. And to be honest, I thought Michael Jordan has looked pretty good. I thought Cameron Jackson's looked pretty, or Jackson Carman. I would do that. Jackson Carman's looked pretty good too. So I mean, and Deontay Smith, I think is actually probably performed better than both of them being a rookie. And I think there's a very good chance by the end of this year we're gonna have 2 rookies starting at guards for us. I'm not saying by October, but maybe December, something like that. I think Deontay Smith and Jackson Carman both could be starting for us at guards. So how do you guys feel about the guard situation and the offensive line in general?
Ari, you want to take this one? Kick us off?
Yeah, I'll kick us off. I am very, very pleased with what I've seen so far from all of those guys. And honestly, I think what a difference having an O-line coach. I mean, we went 2 years without having an O-line coach, and we finally get one. And just seeing, yes, trust Frank Pollock. That's 100% Facebook user. But yeah, that's what it is.
Go to the YouTube channel, put your name in. Subscribe to
the
show.
Absolutely.
Pop up.
But yeah, it's crazy how much difference that I've seen from, and it starts from the tackles and goes in. From Billy Price has looked done really well. I mean,
impressed. I won't say impressed, but he hasn't stood out. I mean, none of them have stood out bad or good, which that's what you want from an offensive line. I mean, I take the back.
Absolutely.
Jonah Williams, when he jumped out and led and got in front of Chase the first week and crushed that Buccaneer, that was a very athletic move. So he did stand out in a good way that way.
Well, hey, I posted the clip that Duke Manyweather was giving props to Billy Price for flattening a guy. The fact that he looked for someone to hit, and I can't tell you how many times, I know we've all seen it. You're watching a play and somebody's standing there. Meanwhile, their buddy lets a guy by, quarterback gets blown up.
Right.
Like, dude, what are you doing standing there? No one is anywhere near you. And admittedly, I don't know offensive line play like I know some other position groups, but it seemed from Duke's tweet that is something that you want to do. Billy saw that no one was coming on a rush, anything delayed, no stunts, nothing. He saw the guy, he hit him, he put him on the ground. Now that dude's going to remember that.
Right.
Put one on his ribs. Make sure when he gets up, he feels that Billy Price is going to be there, and
Exactly.
get him thinking twice.
Now, that's one thing I did notice about Jackson Carman too. When he got in, obviously he was against the threes, but I think it was a running play, and I think it got called back for something. I don't remember what it was, but he actually made it to the second level. He was already out, in front of them if the run play had worked. And they got, I can't remember what the flag was for, but I mean those are steps in the right direction for Jackson Carman to be making. That's the stuff he wasn't doing. So, and the thing is, I've said this a million times on my show: offensive linemen develop in different ways. Michael Jordan, he's a 4th round pick. I mean, we're not talking about a second or first round pick. 4th round pick. It could take him a little while. It could be now. It could be the time where he's been in here long enough where he's finally starting to develop. Because let's be honest, he got thrown in way too early. I mean, he was not ready for being a starting guard in the NFL last year or the year before that. And the coaching was, it wasn't very good. So now he's more mature. He's been in been around the league. This is his 4th year. He's got a really good coach. Maybe he's going to make the tournament. Maybe we're going to have 3 guards that we don't know. We're not even talking about Spain. So, it could be. I think our offensive line's going to be good.
And to piggyback off of that a little bit, they say for your average starting guard, it takes about 2 years, 3 years for them to acclimate and to get the hang of things. And I mean, this is going on Michael Jordan's 3rd year, and he didn't have, he had Jim Turner teaching him all the wrong things in those first couple of years. So I mean, I'm really excited about Michael Jordan and actually the whole offensive line in general.
Well,
I posted something earlier about do what?
I was saying that's one thing that I can't remember who said it on my show. That's the reason Michael Jordan got a lot of playing time is because he did exactly what Turner told him to do, and it didn't work. That's why he got to play because he really listened to his coaches. So he might have listened to his coaches in detriment to himself, but hopefully Frank's fixing that now. Go ahead, Arrow. What were you going to say? Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say I posted something on that deep ball to Jamar Chase where he overthrew him. When you're looking at Brandon Allen in the pocket, I said he looks like that famous Will Smith, clip where Will Smith just standing in the middle of an empty living room. I mean, that was what Brandon Allen had in that pocket. I mean, he had all day on that thing. He could have waited.
Yeah, he didn't get touched. So I mean, again, I always say we got to take this with a grain of salt. It's still preseason. It's still preseason. It doesn't mean it's going to be this good or this bad when the season starts, but it's a good sign. I will say.
I think it was Jamie Gray had a comment. Offensive line looks better than initially expected.
Yes.
And I love to see that because a lot of people. Yep, there we go. A lot of people were a little worried. They didn't think they did enough, and I really put my trust in Frank Pollock, especially after talking with some of the insiders around the NFL, and everybody was talking about Callahan and his legendary status in the NFL. So I'm like, well, what about Frank? Like, you know what? The name might not be in that tier, but he's right up there as far as the most respected offensive line coaches in the NFL. I never even knew that. I knew he did a good job with a lot of injuries in 2018, but I didn't realize that he was held in high regard amongst his peers too. So, you know what? We trusted him to do great work, and so far, this is one of the best changes, one of the biggest pickups of the offseason. Forget the draft, forget free agency. Frank Pollock.
Oh,
Frank, I love you, man.
By far, I think Frank Pollock's the
biggest. And Frank's watching right now, so.
Yeah, of course. Of course. All the Bengals watch my show. But I think Frank Pollock is the biggest acquisition of the offseason. I mean, and I agree with you, Cab. I mean, I can't remember. Like I said, I listened to a whole bunch of different podcasts, but somebody was saying that Frank Pollock is not in the upper echelon, but he's like right there as far as, offensive line coaches go. So, I mean, we got ourselves a really good one. And he's putting in the work with Jackson Carman. Jackson Carman staying afterwards, like Chris says here. Carman is putting in the extra work and playing with confidence. Chase is also putting in the extra work to get better. Now let's get to the big elephant in the room, and that is Jamar Chase. And if you guys have watched my show very much, you know I was Team Chase all the way. And people ask me since Friday night, are you worried about Chase? No, I'm not worried about Chase. My excuse, and that's what it is, an excuse. I mean, yeah, he's got to concentrate. He's got to get better. He's got to make the catches. My excuse for him is he hadn't played football in a year. It's only his second game, from playing in the SEC in 2019 to no football at all to 2 games. So I saw him on the bridge today. He made a one-handed catch. He's going to be fine. Tommy Lipscomb put it in Who Dey Nation. He's got a couple of videos of Chase making catches. Chase is going to be fine. I'm not worried about it. I mean, a guy that talented, and people have said, "Oh, we might have another John Ross." I'm like, "Are you serious? Get out of here with that! That's not even in the same realm." Like, come on. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about Chase? You worried about it, or what's up with that?
I'm worried about our fan base. What is wrong with you people? Hey, if any of you need to talk, DM me. I'll give you my number. We'll talk about what's going on in your life, because what on earth? It is not that serious. Hi, Mini Arrow. Is that what we're calling her?
That's Mini Mrs. Arrow. Here you go.
It's not that serious. Like we knew Chase is a competitor. He is Joe Burrow isn't out there hanging around beta males. I'm sorry
right.
to all the beta males out there. That's not him. He's got the same swagger Burrow's got. Those two are dudes. And I knew he's going to fix it. Today he had a great day in practice. You know, like you said, he caught that one-hander. He had a couple other big catches. Ben Baby even gave him some love with the little extra adjective of like vice grip, I think. I was like, wow, what an excellent way to say it. Put that extra emphasis on. Chase is fine. I'm sorry we didn't draft Sewell. I'm sorry that someone hurt someone out there in Who Dey Nation. Take a deep breath, relax, try to just live a little bit, enjoy the ride. Like, he's going to be catching 10 a game, three touchdowns, and you're going to forget all about a couple of drops in preseason.
Exactly. And now one thing else I want to tell you guys I saw from the bridge today is, and I've said this, and Arrow, you said this, that, Chase hasn't gotten that many passes from Brandon Allen or anybody else. Well, how they usually do this, they'll do special teams on the main field, and then Burrow goes over and he works on the quarterback's going to work on different throws or whatever. Well, Chase went over there today with him and had one of the coaches right next to him working on catching stuff with every quarterback. He didn't have to do that. Yep. Normally they can just stand on the sidelines and chill out. He went over there and worked extra, even more. So again, I'm not worried about Chase. That guy is so talented. A talent like that, you don't worry about.
I'll let Ashley answer that. Are you worried about Chase? Uh-huh. No, we're not worried about Chase.
No, we're not worried about Chase.
Say nope.
There you
John
go.
Wick, Sewell struggling as well. Yeah, it's funny. Well, it's not funny. I'm not laughing. That's
ironic,
rude. But these guys who took a year off, they weren't working out with their team. That was the whole point of taking a year off. All the COVID protocols. Chase wasn't out there playing with his QB, just to get extra reps in. I don't know what he was doing. He might have just been working out, watching game film.
Well, the thing I've said this before, and this is what I was worried about last year with not having any preseason. I said, look, there's a difference from practice and a regular game and preseason. There's a difference. If you're not playing
practice, talking about practice?
It's all practice, man. Why are we talking about practice? Sorry, my Allen Iverson came out at me. But if you take a whole year off, the way to get good at football is to play football. Dave Lapham said it a million times. The way to get ready for football is to play football. You can do all the drills and all the stuff you want, but if you're not playing, you take a whole year off, it's going to take you a little while to get back. That's just reality.
Yep. Hey, It's been a couple of years since I played a really good game of football. And the one video that Travion Williams said that he was going to throw me his first touchdown ball, which I'm like, you don't have to do that. But suddenly I got nervous because I'm like, he's going to throw me this football. I'm going to drop it because it's been that long since I'm going to be on national television in just a goofy, bright orange suit, dropping the easiest throw I could ever have for one of my favorite players. I'm like, that's too much. So I had to get out there and start practicing. Get the wife throw me some footballs.
Yeah, well, me and Arrow are in the same section. We'll make sure
you
we try to
sneak some of that stick 'em in.
Yes, got to have some Jerry Rice stick 'em. Otherwise, Bengals have a Super Bowl win. But I'm going to go.
I would just say me and Arrow we're in the same section as you, so we might just run over and steal it from you. We'll try to get the interception. Just kidding. All right.
I can see just super fan dust up, just piled of costumes and fake fur flying everywhere.
Right, exactly. that would be a great YouTube video right there. What in the world is going on with Cincinnati? The super fans are going nuts.
Batman punched the Hotels.com guy.
The only one you wouldn't be able to punch is the Flash because he's way too fast. We saw him Saturday night. He was flying in and flying out. That dude's quick. But speaking of Saturday night, we had the Orange Arrows fantasy draft party, which, like I said, all the proceeds go to the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Foundation.
Captain, thank you for the drinks, young man.
Hope they went down smooth.
Oh, they did. Trust me.
He's still drinking, so of course they are. But Crown wants to know how's my fantasy team looking. So Arrow, you were there. You saw who I drafted. How do you think my team's going to do?
I mean, you win all Bengals, so you're going 16-0, right?
Exactly. Yes, I went the first pick. I had Joe Burrow. Second pick was it was Joe Mixon. Then I think I got T. Higgins, and I took some other wide receiver because I couldn't get Chase. I wanted to get Chase. I couldn't get him. And I also took Uzama, which, by the way, I have said that to Uzama as he's walked out for practice. And I told myself, try and get everybody to do that when you make a catch or a touchdown or something. He says, I love it. He's like, go for it. So
there we go. We got to get it started.
Yeah, I have approval from CJ Uzama, but Big Daddy Bayou does not like Big Daddy Bayou. I told Tyler Show, I said, hey, you know what Bengals fans are trying to get you a nickname for? He's like, no, what? I said, Big Daddy Bayou. He goes, I'm Dragon. I said, okay, you'll go Dragon. I said, I didn't really want to argue with him.
Yeah. If he wants to be called Dragon, you call him Dragon.
Yeah. Works for me. All right, let's see here. Let's get in the chat here. Jamie says, Chase will be fine. We just need to enjoy the ride right now because once he goes off, he won't be stopped. Don't forget we have TBT Tate. We're good. I agree with her.
Loaded.
And that's another thing, too, that absolutely bugged the crap out of me. It just happened today or yesterday. In the interview with Zach Taylor, he said something, or I think it was Jay or somebody asked him about, do you think that you'll use some of these other guys to? Sorry about that, guys. We got a sick one that's at the doctor right now, so I'm on babysitting duty. But
that's all right.
But
we're all good.
Zach Taylor said something, or they asked him along the lines of, do you think they'll use Tate and T and Trent Irwin and all those guys, to she's playing music, she's trying to mess me up, and it's working.
It's working. She's doing a great job of it.
But I don't know if you saw the interview. I don't know if you saw the interview or not, but it was basically asking, is Tate going to take snaps? And then, Coach said the most coach speak thing ever. We've both got a bunch of great receivers, and they'll be fine. More or less that's what he said. And then everybody just took it and ran with it, and now you're seeing people in fantasy saying Tate's going to steal targets away from Chase and this and that. And I'm like, guys, settle down. It's killing me.
Well, actually somebody again on the bridge. Somebody asked me on the bridge. They're like, so do you think Tate's going to start over Chase. I'm like, no. They're like, but Tate's making some great plays. I said, yeah, he is. I agree. He's the best, I think, 4th wide receiver in the NFL. I mean, he made a hell of a catch the other night. But Chase is too athletic, too talented. I mean, I think Tate is going to get the ball. It's not going to be like last year where he didn't play the first couple games. He's the number 4 wide receiver, I think. I mean, I think that's locked in. So he's going to get playing time, and it's not going. Like I said, it's not going to be like last year. But these people were like, "Well, I would start Tate." You're not. Chase is the number 5 pick overall. That dude's starting. It's just a fact.
Yeah,
and he'll
Tate is. Oh yeah, and Tate is fantastic in the role he's going to play for us. I mean, I have nothing bad to say. Is he a little slower? Yeah, but he has got the contested catch ability to overcome that stuff. And I said I think on Tigers Talk last night, I commented on something, and I said, I think Tate will be a number 1 or a number 2 on about 15 other NFL teams next year. Like, he'd have the chance for that. And I hate to see him go, but I definitely think that's a possibility.
Yep. Yeah, he's going to be tough to keep because, I mean, there are some Super Bowl teams that he could be a number 3 on, number 2 on without talent. And I'll tell you.
You think Bill Belichick wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Right.
If we lose him, I'm going to be a fan, because, hey, these players are good dudes. I want to support them in their careers. Trayvion's one of those guys that's like you come on board when there's a particular room that's just packed with talent. And even if you should have been, Rex Chapman is one of those things. The players loved him. A lot of the coaches loved him. Marvin Lewis would not bump him up that depth chart. And lo and behold, now he helps New England win a ring. So it happens. It takes that dude. Tate will get his catches because he is going to be the option that Burrow needs to go to because he knows Tate's going to come down with the ball.
Well, just like the one he made Friday night, that was an unbelievable catch. And Facebook user here says Tate has a catch radius of trees and runs like one, which is why we call him Groot. I am Groot. If he could, dude, if he did run faster, dude, we wouldn't have drafted Chase. I mean,
yeah.
We would. That's the one thing that's holding him back. But he can make catches. I mean, he makes athletic, acrobatic catches all the time, and he ain't scared to go over the middle, and he ain't scared to go up and get it either.
Yeah, and speaking on what Captain said just a little bit ago, I still cheer for Marvin Jones. Muhammad Sanu caught a touchdown from Trey Lance last night, and I went absolutely nuts. I love seeing those guys still out there balling. So when it takes time to shine, and if he goes elsewhere, if he stays awesome, I love it. I can't wait. But I definitely see his play ability helping another team next year for sure.
Well, I mean, the thing is, unfortunately, as talented as the Bengals are, we're not going to be able to keep everybody. But I mean, the thing is, we have most of our offense signed. I mean, they're all the young guys except for Tate. And then you got Reef, which he's not a young guy, but I mean, you got to sign him or you got to try to get another tackle next year. But other than that, pretty much everybody's signed for the next couple of years. So that's why I keep saying the Bengals window to win. If some people say it starts next year, I'm like, no, it starts now. Like, start now. Don't wait till next year. Now. That's why we wait till next year. Go try to win now.
Yeah,
and that's why
if they go on a run, if they win like 2-3 games, let's say 3 out of the 4 to open the season. It's over for everybody else. I guarantee it, because the one thing missing is that consistent winning mentality, understanding when, things are down and when mistakes are the highest, fourth quarter, and you've got to run a play perfectly. You've got to execute. You've got to make that big hit. They might not have been there. That's why they've lost some of these close games. You get them on a roll, then they're going to learn quick, and then it's over. They're going to run off that string.
Get over that hump. Get over that, because not to bring up bad memories, but last year, very first game of the year against Chargers, we should have won that game.
Yeah.
I mean, either they don't call the PI on AJ Green, or Bullock doesn't miss the field goal, or a couple other plays here or there. I mean, that's basically what it is to most of the games the Bengals have lost last year and the year before that. You can say that too. It's a play here, a play there. You got to figure out how to win, how to get over that hump, how to make the play at the right time to keep a drive going. And that's where once the Bengals figure that out, sky's the limit. To be honest, I really do.
Absolutely.
Yep. And that's another thing too, that everybody dogs on Zach Taylor and for his play calling and this and that, and it's like you had a rookie quarterback out there, final 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes, whatever it was, in his first game starting ever, and he takes the ball all the way down the field and almost scores a touchdown. I mean, how in the world can you dog a coach for doing stuff like that? And then you got the Philly game, and T had said something about it today. They were literally a catch away from winning that ball game, and it's just stuff like that. You can't blame the coach for stuff like that. I think Zach Taylor's done a great job with what he's had and what he's he's kind of been coaching with one arm tied behind his back. He had they say some division in the locker room, and I think we can tell now that the players that weren't bought in are no longer there. I love the guys, but it's definitely, you can definitely tell that the players that are bought in and the players that weren't. But I'm excited to see what they do this season.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're all bought in because every single one of them showed up to minicamp. That tells you right there. And look, I'm gonna be happy to do this, but I'm not doing it yet. We'll have to wait till the first game of the year. But I'll be happy to call Lou by his real name. I'm not call him Armadillo anymore.
I thought you was going to do it on this show, man.
No, yeah. I got to wait till the actual season, man. We got to see what happens there. But I think, like I said, I think our defense. I mean, Joseph Osai, losing him, I think is going to be a big loss. That's why I'm hoping Darius Hodges can step up, or Sample, or somebody, because I was counting on him a lot. And like I said, hopefully he'll come back soon. So that part actually, honestly, Joseph Osai's injury worries me more than anything else on the team right now. What we're going to do for that pass rush, because I love Hubbard, but he's a great player. He's more of a run guy. He's not a guy that gets that much pressure on the quarterback, So that's where I was hoping Osai could do that, and maybe Sample. Hopefully Hodges can do it. And that's the thing that's worrying me the most, guys. What going into one game away from the regular season starting, where's your guys' heads at? What's the thing you're worried about? What's the thing you're most confident about?
What do you think, Arrow?
Honestly, I mean, I'm not worried at all. I know I sound biased. I know I sound, like you always say, orange-colored sunglasses and all that, but I'm not worried at all. I'm really not. I mean, these guys are going out there, they got, like, I just picked up this shirt from Paul Brown Stadium on Saturday. They're going out there, they're working every single day. They're sweating their ass off in the freaking 90-degree heat, and they're still going out there and they're still pumping that iron and doing everything that they got to do because they know how good this team is. So I'm not worried at all.
All right. Hold on, Cap. Let me read this real quick. Facebook user says, anyone else think Burrow needs to take a shot against the Dolphins, bounce up, and get up? That's what he's worried about, or she's worried about.
I'll take a shot for him.
Not that kind of shot, Cap. We'll be doing that. We'll be doing that Sunday. I don't know if he needs to take a shot, but I want to see him at least get a couple plays in. Anyway, go ahead. What's your biggest worry, and what are you not worried about there, Cap?
Yeah, man, he said it. If I had to worry about anything, it's just injuries. Mm-hmm. Like, what in the hell is going on with our luck? And don't tell me about anybody on the team. We have been through a couple iterations of staff members, as far as who's healthy, who's rehabbing, who, whatever doctor. Willie Anderson has told some absolutely hilarious and scary, terrifying, oh my God, I can't believe we let that happen, about Dr. Death.
Right.
We've heard all of that. That's long gone.
Right.
Yeah, there are things that you can do conditioning wise to help prevent hamstring injuries and things like that. But torn meniscus, torn pec, some of this stuff is just freakish. And if you look at the data, Football Outsiders has the data for every year, and there's a lot of randomness. If anything, as far as injuries, we had a little bit of a bad luck run because of the type of players that we were drafting. We were taking a flyer on a guy like John Ross with a history, and that history continued through the NFL. Mm-hmm. So we can't even really be upset about that because we knew what we were getting into. But if we get hit hard injuries again, it's going to be a rough season. I mean, teams that get hit the hardest do not win games. I think the only time that I've ever seen a team achieve success was the Packers the year they, Woody Harrelson in that foosball table.
Yeah, exactly. He cursed them.
When the Packers beat the Steelers in the Super Bowl, I think they were just wiped out. But even then, they had Aaron Rodgers. At least they didn't lose their quarterback. So, it depends. If we stay healthy, oh yeah, we're a playoff team. We're winning 10 games, no problem. What I'm looking forward to is I want redemption stories. Mm-hmm. I want Zach to prove that he's the guy. I have thought from day one the dude is intelligent. He knows football. He's got great plans for the offense. I think he's shown that. It's just sometimes luck happens. Sometimes the chips don't fall, where they should. He's helped out Burrow a ton, incorporating stuff that he liked at LSU. I've heard other coaches not doing that. So he's trying to make it a true team where everybody's got that input. Redemption story for the offensive line. Michael Jordan, holy cow. Hey, after hearing about some of the blocking issues that he had, that he was repeating, and how the coaching at the time didn't necessarily help him stop that habit.
He was doing what they told him.
Yeah, exactly. They were doing exactly what he told them, and doing anything bad, there was no penalty for. Because he was a Turner guy. That's not his fault. I'm like, of course, you're getting paid to do a job. I'm going to be the guy too. You better believe it. Mm-hmm. To see him blossom, even Billy Price looking good, but the offensive line as a whole, stop with the jokes like, oh, you should have taken Sewell. We can make everybody eat their words and say, no, we already had it. We told you. We told you in the off season. We had it under control. Now sit down and shut. I'm sorry.
Breathe out. Breathe.
Same thing with the defensive line. We didn't get pressure. We had the talent, even when we had the help. We lost a lot of guys, but when we had them in place, they just weren't generating pressure, and it killed me. Why? And other people said it. I thought it too. But maybe it's the coach. Maybe it's the defensive line coach. And I used to see Nick working with Carlos Dunlap, warm-ups. And the trenches I'm weak at, probably because I'm built more like a point guard than I am a trench guy. But the hand motions Nick was teaching, there was a lot of wasted movement. I mean, we're coming from clear out to swipe away, and I'm thinking you're going to get a big mitt right square in the chest if you try to pull that. Now, these guys are professionals, so I'm like, of course you know that, but for whatever reason, they didn't generate pressure. Suddenly now, we got pressure. So redemption stories all around. That's what I'm most looking forward to, finally shutting all the haters up.
Oh,
and
that'll be awesome.
Being back to, hey, the media's going to jump on the bandwagon.
Yep.
Fine. I'm here for it. I'm going to remember their negativity.
Yeah. Don't you remember when we're going to 5 straight playoffs? We were one of the model teams.
Dan Orlovsky just talked about that today.
Who did?
Dan Orlovsky. He said something about that today. They were talking back and forth whether you thought Burrow could save Cincinnati and the Bengals, and Dan was like, dude, he said, they're not very far removed from a 12-win season. I mean,
exactly.
And then you had
Sam,
the other guy over there just spitting his trash. I don't even know what he said, but
Sam Macho, I'm so disappointed. Once again, it's a lazy, ignorant take, and people confuse the word ignorant. It is lack of knowledge about a subject. He is ignorant on the Cincinnati Bengals. Again, yeah, we are. It's the same leadership with more involvement from some of the other people, more female involvement, which I'm excited about. I'm proud to call the Bengals my team because of that. But overall, we've got the same strategy of mostly building in the draft. Mm-hmm. We've dipped our toes more lately in free agency. We're trying to make more splashes, elsewhere, spending some money. But, they assembled a team that could have won the Super Bowl in 2015. They did it in 2005. Mm-hmm. We don't have players suing the team, trying to get them to work through injury or whatever the problem was in Jacksonville. We don't have all the sexual harassment and drama in Washington. All of these other places, heck, even Dallas, players were revolting, where we might have had one or two powerful voices with friends who could carry on and amplify that story way bigger than it seems like it actually was. But that was a big deal with Cincinnati. We've stayed under the radar. We've done the right things. We've got a great coach. We've got good character guys. We've got team captains all over the place. This is a good team. Sam Ocho is just dead wrong, and he showed that he has no clue what's going on in Cincinnati.
Wait,
we don't need to say
Here you go.
Yeah. What? This just took a turn.
What was that?
Woo! My daughter's handing me toys and stuff, so I just figured I'd integrate them into the show,
Show's going off the rails already. Yeah. I gotta get this comment up here real quick because I agree with John Wicker. He said Cheetah Bay is looking like a number one corner, and that was one of the things that the upside of him coming into the Bengals was that he had a lot more there than he's was able to show in Dallas. Either with injuries or the scheme of Dallas or whatever. But just in general, I think our secondary is actually a lot better. I mean, than it was last year. I mean, I kind of agree with what you're saying. And I say this all the time on my show. The narrative out there that we're a bad organization and we've never won anything. Go ahead. Tell me how many teams in their history have won to 2 Super Bowls. There's not a ton of them that have won to two Super Bowls. We won to 2 of them. Yes, we lost them both. But we won to 2 Super Bowls. We went to 5 straight playoffs. I mean, we've had winning seasons, and we're about to start another one. And I just really the whole thing with the offensive line and everything, like you said, they have to pay attention to what's actually going on and not just go, the Bengals didn't draft Sewell. Offensive line's gonna be terrible. They're gonna get Joe Burrow killed. I mean, I hear this all the time. I'm like, and like I said, I don't know if you guys, I do TikTok. I do silly TikTok videos on there. And I did one with Jamar Chase catching the pass and Jonah Williams blowing the Buccaneers defender down, knocking him down. And I said, AFC North, you should be scared Jamar Chase is here, or something like that. And one Browns fan, I'm not kidding, went freaking off on me and like almost wanted to fight me. And I go, dude, it's TikTok. It's a video. You must really be scared because I didn't say anything. I just put the video out there. So they're already freaking out. They know what's building here in Cincinnati. AFC North teams and fans know what's building here in Cincinnati. The national media, they're about to find out, I think, though.
Yep. Agreed. But you know what? We can never count on him. Well, Andrew Whitworth, wife went to a football 101 event, and Andrew spoke. And somebody asked about the media, what they thought about the love the team was getting. And Andrew, basically paraphrasing, he said, I don't trust the media. Right now they're giving us love, but where were they before when we were still a good team and you might have lost one? Right. All it takes is a loss or two, and suddenly they're off the bandwagon. So, I don't trust them. I don't have anything to do with the media. Like, absolutely. Amen. Now, we've gotten some good coverage. I love Good Morning Football.
Yes.
And that entire crew.
Yes.
God, I want to bring them home and just squeeze them. Even the local media, I feel like the snark has stopped. I don't see the little crappy jokes that get on our nerves. It's just reporting. You know, a bad play or a bad day, it's a bad play or a bad day. But no, not that extra level just to needle us until one of them goes postal. Not that we would do that, but, you know, we're tired of it. You know, give us the same respect as any other team. And don't tell me start winning, because 5 years of great success and we deserved it then. And even then, at that point in 2015, we've got the Steelers running their mouths, making little idle threats and everything else, complaining to the officials, and
pulling hair.
And we get talked to before the wild card game as if we're the problem. And then, of course, the officiating is very one-sided, as I expected once I heard that we got talked to. Like, oh, yeah, this is setting up to be a good. And then the NFL media basically made us out to be the bad guys after, you know, head hunting, hair pulling, you know, taunting on the field, all that mess. Okay, no.
Coach in the middle of the field.
Yeah. I can't trust national media. I appreciate all of our local people taking good care of us right now. We're gonna have to win on our own. It's a cliche, but it's Cincinnati against the world, and I'm here for it.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Amen to that.
That's my next shirt.
What's
there we go.
That? You're gonna make that shirt?
No, Paul Brown Stadium, they got those shirts.
Oh, yeah. I got you. All right, guys, it's almost 6:30. I appreciate you guys coming on. And Cap, Arrow, we're going to actually see each other, like, in person on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Bring in for the real thing.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait until Sunday. We're going to be in Section 158 of the Tiger's Den. I still keep trying to throw that out there, see if anybody wants to make a sign, but I kind of like it. Anyway, guys, hey, real quick, tell everybody where to follow you at and everything, and then I'll let you get on out of here.
You can follow me, Bengals Captain, on Twitter, Instagram, OnlyFans, everywhere.
Sounds good. Thanks, Cap.
You still have the content. I've been checking, you know.
Nope.
Yeah,
right,
you can.
Aaron, where can they find you at now?
You can find me at Twitter, Facebook, Derek Davis. I'm just regular Derek Davis over there. I haven't created an account on Facebook yet, but YouTube. I got a YouTube show. It's all about fantasy football, all about basically the OrangArrow Fantasy League. I got 2 shows a week. One show I'll be talking about the league and teams and players and stuff like that, and then another show I got my OrangArrow Locks of the Week. It's kind of betting advice. I went 3 or 4 week 1 of the preseason. I went 3 or 4 week 2 of the preseason. Hopefully I can keep going and keep winning money on that show.
I did a sneak attack on Cap.
Yeah, luckily I wasn't like taking my clothes off.
I think he was trying to catch some OnlyFans footage.
Yeah. I've heard about that going bad on Zoom meetings and stuff. It almost went bad. I saw I was backstage. I went straight to my phone.
All right, guys. I had to mess with you, Cap. All right, thanks, guys, for coming on. We'll see you Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Take it easy.
All right, brother. Hooday.
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 All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I can't wait till Sunday. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be there in Section 158 in Tiger Den, having some fun, watching the Bengals, probably watching Joe Burrow at least play 1 series, maybe. We'll see. But that brings me to the Facebook groups. Well, it's only really one Facebook group unless everybody shared it. But I'm going live today in Hooday Nation. So what's up, Hooday Nation? Appreciate you guys. And hopefully somebody shared this out to the other groups that usually let me live stream on them. But I'll give them a shout out anyway. Hooday Nation, Bengals Nation, Bengals Hooday Nation, Cincinnati Bengals the Jungle, Bearcat Country, the Ohio State Bucknuts, Cincinnati Reds riding third, heading for home, the Ice Bar. And you can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trenopole. TikTok is at Iceman90. Like I said, Browns fans are coming after me. Trust me, I'm going to keep making more videos and putting them up on TikTok just to take them off. This is kind of fun. And if they're getting that upset about it, you know they're worried about something. So I'll be pulling off the sound later on tonight, putting it on the podcast. So if you missed any of it and you just don't want to watch us, you want to listen to it for an hour, go check it out on Spotify, BeanPod, Apple iTunes, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. And my originals, my YouTube family, I love you guys. I'm up to 1,314 subscribers. You guys are awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And other than that, that's my boy, who it's his birthday today, Jeremy Dimebag D's Nuts. He's 875 years old today. And hopefully one of these days he'll actually come back on the show. But happy birthday to you, buddy. And like I said, the Bengals season is about to start. And you haven't been on the show. You need to come on. But as he would say is, remember one thing. And one thing only. And that is, you don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati. So act like it. Who day? I say let's go Reds. We're not playing tonight. But let's go Bengals. Let's go Bearcats. Let's go Cincinnati. It's going to be fun. And other than that, that's just sports, baby. See ya!
Let's go. Stripes, 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 yeah, stripes, 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 yeah. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every game day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' who day, time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Blue day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the bounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle. When we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes. Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle, we unite and dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move dancing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange upon 'em.